Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel and thank you for logging on as we continue our journey through the 2018 Zenith watch catalog. Today, we discuss one of the stars, the Defy El Primero 21, a 2018 edition with handsome blue overtones within and without. This is a timepiece that is part of the double escapement family of Zenith El Primero chronographs. 44 millimeters in titanium. I'm going to throw this one on the wrist real quick and we'll get a sense of how it fits. Now, it's an easy watch to wear. Despite its imposing size, this historically inspired case form is nicely proportioned. My wrist, 16 centimeters in circumference, wears it easily. It's not thick. 14.5 millimeters thick with a stepped case flank. This one will easily fit under a dress or a sport jacket or blazer cuff. And you'll also appreciate that lug-to-lug, the watch is 50.4 millimeters, which means it's outstanding for wrist sizes as small as 14 centimeters circumference. And once again, that titanium composition makes this a lightweight watch. Now, the watch is nicely accented by the blue tones of its hybrid strap, and it's hybrid because it includes premium large rectangular scale alligator leather in cobalt blue on the top to match the dial, and then there is a natural vulcanized rubber strap, the combination of the two making for long wearing durability as well as comfort. Of course, a full deployant clasp is provided, and you'll appreciate the fact that it uses twin trigger release, so the triggers must be depressed to open the clasp. It cannot pop open, it does not friction fit. You'll also appreciate the double finish as there are polished and satin finished elements externally, Zenith guiding star logo internally, and a clever minderless system. So you'll note that the strap actually tucks in and under the clasp, so once it's sized for your wrist, there's no excess length flapping in the breeze, there are no minder loops to mar the lines. It is very clean, it is very sleek. Now let's get a little bit closer and appreciate what Zenith hath wrought on the case and dial. The case first, it's inspired by the earliest of the El Primero references, such as the A384, A385, a combination of handsome curves and sharp facets, also a combination of polish and satin finish. It's nicely articulated in an artistic sense and handsomely finished in a craft sense. Now, the watch is all about its movement. El Primero caliber 9004, a manufacturer caliber with 2 power reserves and 2 escapements. It's really 2 watches in one. What are you looking at? Well, you're looking at 2 separate escapements. The classic 10 beat per second Zenith El Primero with a silicon escapement, high-tech, unlubricated, and an ultra-high-speed 100 beat per second chronograph escapement. You can see the 2 balances bouncing away. What you're seeing at the top of the dial is a scale, the power reserve. It's calibrated for 50 minutes. There is a manually wound power reserve for the chronograph itself. You wind in one direction to wind the watch, the other direction to wind the chronograph. Now, the watch can wind itself automatically, but that's only the time-telling function. You must manually wind the chronograph itself. You'll appreciate the scales of the chronograph handsomely integrated without marring the lines of the dial, and you'll also appreciate the clever integration off the 4th wheel of a tri-spoke constant seconds indicator. The dial has immense depth, color, and luster. The track outboard measuring 1/100th of a second. Inboard, you can see the faceted and diamond polished and fully loomed cantilevered hour indices. Hands at center, likewise, beautifully polished, executed in the same fashion as the indices. And then underneath, a series of satin and matte metallic finishes that contrast dramatically with the indices and hands. Handsome with several tones, several colors, and several focal planes. You can get lost in this movement. Of course, the chronograph, with conventional start, stop, reset functionality, and a feature you may not have expected from a traditional Zenith El Primero, hacking or stop seconds for precise setting to the fraction of a second against a reference time. Turn it all over, and there's more to appreciate. Let's dismount our strap. We're not wearing this watch on the wrist, we're enjoying it in the hand. This is a timepiece with a handsome Caseback vision that complements the dial perfectly. First, you can see the blue accents continue. It's a 53 joule automatic winder. Once again, 50 minutes of power reserve for the chronograph, 50 hours of power reserve for the time telling. All of this a COSC certified Swiss chronometer, so very precise, regulated over the course of 2 weeks to keep time within -4 plus 6 seconds per 24 hours. Outstanding. Also deep and beautiful, as you can see all different layers of the construction, as well as Features such as the iridescent purple and blue escapement, both executed in silicon, high efficiency, unlubricated, and a few features of the Caseback that you'll appreciate. The Caseback itself attesting to 100-meter water resistance. Why? Because the watch is fully swimmable once you put it on a water-resistant band. This is a handsome and handy timekeeper. Easy to wear in spite of its imposing size, easy to use in spite of its complication, and easy to love because, well, it's a Zenith El Primero. You can see this watch and learn more on our website, govbergwatches.com. Zenith Defy El Primero 21, blue by day, green by night. See it on govbergwatches.com.